What's up, everybody? Pete from the basement here at the Jelly Belly booth at New York Comic Con. We're here with Kristen Cumings, the art of jelly beans. You have seen this going around on the internet. You've seen it if you pass by New York Comic Con. It's awesome. Kristen, I have to know, first of all, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
How did you get started drawing with jelly beans? I mean, obviously, you're an artist. Did it just like pen and ink, but paints and everything got boring?
Well, no, actually, I'm local, close to Jelly Belly International Headquarters in Northern California. And they actually have had people that they've commissioned, artists that they've commissioned to make art out of their Jelly Belly beans since the 1980s. So I'm not the first person. But they hadn't had anybody doing it for a while. And in 2009, one of their employees, one of their marketing people who just happened to have one of my paintings, called and said, we're looking for somebody else to try this. Do you want to see if it's something that you can do and if it would work with the way you see things? And it kind of has ended up being a really good partnership.
So now, what level of self-control does it take to not just go, one for you, one for me, one for you, two for me?
Okay, so I made like 50 of these over the last few years, and I kind of got that out of the way in the beginning. So I ate all. I made myself sick because they're so great on all of the ones that I really love. And then now I just try the new flavors, and I kind of limit myself to that, and I don't eat it while I'm working. So that's my rules for myself.
That's really the key. I mean, Biggie Smalls did say don't get high on your own supply, and it's kind of the same concept. Don't eat your paint materials.
Right, exactly. I can agree with that for sure.
We kind of learned that in kindergarten about don't eat the paste because you're gonna.
It's so good though.
It really
smells
is.
good.
It was. It
Yeah.
does smell good.
And it was non-toxic, so.
Yeah, it's non-toxic now. It probably wasn't back in the 80s. I mean, we had
Maybe,
good stuff.
Maybe not, or the 70s if you're me. Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, what's your favorite flavor jelly bean?
Right now, my favorite is it's sort of switching from sour cherry to sour lemon. I like all the sour ones, but it's been sour cherry for a while. But I really like sour lemon right now.
How many of these paintings would you say you make per year?
I usually make between 5 and 8 per year. Yeah, sometimes I'll make a dozen if it's like a really busy year, like one a month. But that's about as much as I can do, is one a month.
So that was my next question, was what that's about the time frame it takes to complete one?
Yeah, I would be really tired by the end of that year if I did. But I think I've come close to making 12 in 1 year. But yeah, it keeps me really busy. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite that you've done in the history of your art career?
I really love the Darth Vader that Jelly Belly commissioned a couple of years ago. I think it was here at Comic-Con maybe 2 years ago. That one was really fun, really challenging because of all the black and the different, the helmet's shiny and the gloves have a different texture and the lightsabers reflecting off of everything. So it was really challenged to get all of that rendered in jelly beans.
So it was like a gradual change from the black of, let's say, like a licorice flavor or a grape or something to maybe a light gray and then a white, like a vanilla kind of thing.
Well, and it had all of the different rainbow colors too. Like in the helmet, it was shiny, and so it almost had like an oil slick from the red lightsaber. So you had like all the colors in it. It was really cool.
Now here's another question. What happens to these paintings afterward? Did somebody just have a eating craze and they destroy them, or do they get shellacked?
Yeah, they're not. They have an epoxy resin poured on. They'll send it back to me, and I'll do that. That's the final step before it goes to the permanent collection of Jelly Belly Candy Company. They have the biggest collection of jelly bean art in the world, and I'm not even sure how many they have, but it's got to be a couple hundred at least. That they've commissioned since the 1980s. So
I had no idea that this has been going on this long. I just know I've seen you at the past few New York Comic Cons, and I was like, wow, there's a Wonder Woman one over there that for you guys is popping up on screen right now, and I know my niece will love to see that one.
That one was fun.
It's just a marvelous thing, and it's so painstaking. It's truly amazing. Guys, there is a world of alternative contemporary art forms out there. Jelly beans just being one of them, and Kristen is one of the proprietors of this. Are any of these like for sale or anything like that? Is there any way that somebody else could commission like let's say a jelly bean portrait of your favorite podcaster or something?
Something like that, just off the top of your head. Yeah, I do private commissions sometimes. I mean, doing this for Jelly Belly keeps me pretty busy, but yeah, occasionally I do.
Last question, have you ever considered putting out an art book of all of your Jelly Belly paintings?
You know, I haven't. I think that's a great idea. I think, I don't know, maybe Jelly Belly would be interested in doing that.
I mean, you've got 50 plus pages now already.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, they've done calendars in the past.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that have some of my art and some of the art from people in the past. So that's kind of a similar idea.
Well, guys, I'm going to go pick up some jelly beans right now for myself and my niece. And Kristen, enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks for being on the program.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
This is so cool. I can't wait. Do you think this will be done by the end of the week? The end of the weekend?
It'll be done by the end of Sunday.
Fantastic. I'm going to have to send somebody there to take a picture of this upon completion. Thanks, guys.